Hey everybody, it's Tara Castaneda here, Diamond Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and today I wanted to talk about recruitment cycles and warm and cold markets. Have you ever found yourself recruiting great and it feels like everybody's just really interested in what you're doing and then it kind of goes silent? Or maybe if that wasn't you, maybe you have seen that happen to somebody, or maybe they were a sideline friend or on your team and then it's quiet for them. Well, that is warm and cold markets and recruitment cycles. So I made some chicken scratch little pieces of paper here for you. They're going to be reversed, but just bear with me here. So first I want to cover a warm and cold market. Now I know that that's reversed for you, but it says warm and cold markets. Okay, so here is you. This is you right there, that little dot there. This is your warm market and this is your cold market, okay? So your warm market are going to be people that, are your close friends, your close family, those people that you spend a lot of time with, maybe coworkers, people that are going to tend to join you pretty quickly, okay? That's your warm market. Your cold market are people maybe on your Facebook that you haven't spoken to in 10 years, if elementary, middle school, high school friends, college friends, acquaintances, people that you meet, maybe it's your waitress at dinner, not so close into you and you don't have a strong relationship with them, okay? These are going to be your key relationships in your life. These are going to be those people that you know them, you can put them on lists of names that you know, but you're not super close with them, okay? So what happens when you begin to join? Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. So this says recruitment cycles. Again, it's going to be backwards. But here is going to be a high recruitment marker and a low recruitment marker. So I'm going to draw something really quick for you guys to see what typically is going to happen when you recruit or when you first start recruiting. So you're going to start Plexus and this is going to tend to be your recruitment. So you start Plexus here, okay? Obviously, you're not going to start with a team. It's just going to be you. So here's where you start, and you're going to start talking about Plexus to your warm market, those people that you have strong relationships with, right? Makes sense so far? Okay, so this right here, you're going to have higher recruitment, right? And as you begin to kind of tap out your warm market, it might slow down a little bit, okay? So how do you get back up to that high recruitment there? Well, it goes back to this. When you've begun to tap out your warm market, you have to start building stronger relationships with those people that are your cold market to bring them in to your warm market. So you're wanting to bring your cold market into your warm market, which will technically make your warm market bigger. And this will become your warm market, right? So maybe eventually your cold market becomes no longer your warm, no longer your cold. Your cold market becomes your warm market, and then you have a bigger circle. Forgive for the lack of space on the page here. You have a bigger circle around your warm market. Now this is your cold market. Okay, so how do you bring people from your cold market into your warm market? One word: relationships. Right? When you can begin to build stronger relationships with those people that you don't have a great relationship with, but you know of, you bring them into that warm market, right? So how do we do that? Well, genuinely. You build relationships genuinely, right? You interact with them on Facebook. You talk about their families, their kids. You try and meet up for a coffee date. Maybe you know that they're participating at a local gym and you want to go take a class with them. You find common interests with them. You build a genuine relationship. Maybe you start talking about Plexus with them, and in your follow-ups, you're building that relationship, right? So that's how you're going to bring people into that warm market. And as you do that, okay, remember this is where you started. So you've started with the warm market, then it kind of dies down. Well, this is the time where you're building those relationships, right? You're bringing your cold market into your warm market so that you can recruit more. And over time, your recruitment will slow and you've got to build those more relationships and bring your cold market into your warm market, and it will go up. Make sense? Okay, so here's what's something that's really important for you guys to know about your teammates. Your team will be inverse of you. So your team will start, and theirs will look like this. Okay, so here's where you started, and you started recruiting, and then you tapped out your warm market, so you've got to build your cold market into your warm and develop those relationships so that your recruitment can pick back up, and it'll cycle like this all throughout your journey. Well, guess what? In your warm market, you've recruited a business builder. So guess what's going to happen with them? Well, they're going to start talking to their warm market, right? And they're going to recruit. And then you have to be a strong enough leader to tell them and inform them about this, and not to expect that their recruitment is just going to constantly stay at the top, because it won't. What will happen is their warm market will die down, and they'll have to develop their cold market into their warm market, develop those relationships, and then their recruitment will pick back up. But what does this mean for you and your team? Well, this right here is your recruitment, right? This is your team's recruitment. You should never hit a time where recruitment is null and void as long as you are recruiting business builders. Because if you are recruiting, then your team is building. And then when you are building those relationships, your team is recruiting. So there constantly should be recruitment on your team, whether it be coming from you or your team. A lot of times I see newer ambassadors struggle with this so bad because they see it as them failing when they started off and they're recruiting great, but then their recruitment slows down. Well, guess what? That's when you start teaching your team about the warm and cold market, and your team kind of recruits for you. Obviously, the goal is to always go silver every single month. That is 3 level 1s that you're recruiting every single month. But occasionally, we'll hit those months where maybe we recruit 4 or 5 or 6, right? That's a high recruitment month for us, right? We've worked on those relationships. So, and then as your team starts to sign, they'll be working on their warm markets, and then they'll be developing their relationships in their cold markets to bring them into their warm markets, and so on. So it's a constant cycle. We have to remember when we have new business builders to remind them of this. It's never going to be a straight shot up. It's never going to be, oh, you start and you're going to recruit 5 people every single month. It just won't happen. It's not going to happen, right? Because you have to develop those relationships. Now, there might be a freak case out there that does do that. High five to you, keep on rocking and rolling. But for the most of us, it won't happen. And so we have to set those proper expectations and teach these fundamentals to our teammates so that they have those proper expectations. They don't get disappointed. They don't feel like they're failing at it, but yet they're growing through the process. Okay, so what is our goal? Okay, you will only have this right here, this first line here, if you don't recruit business builders. Okay, so a lot of times people think, oh, well, I recruited 5 people last month, which is great. So as I'm, working on my relationships and my recruitment's low, well, they should be recruiting. Well, here's the problem. If you have only recruited 5 wholesale ambassadors, have you recruited a business builder? No. So this right here, this person here is a business builder, someone who's interested in maybe going silver or beyond, right? They're wanting to get their products paid for at least, right? So this right here won't happen unless you're recruiting business builders. So a key part of recruitment is understanding who it is that you're recruiting. Now, I believe in wholesale ambassadors. I think it's the best deal for our customers, right? It's the cheapest deal. They get the products that they want, have full control, love it. But don't gauge your success on only wholesale ambassadors. You have to have those business builders as well in order for you to have a solid stream of recruitment for you and your team. Make sense? So, again, I want you guys to remember that this warm and cold market is a constant expansion. You start small, you get bigger, you get bigger, you get bigger. This will be constant for you. I'm 3 years in, and this is a constant for me. I'm constantly putting people into my warm market. Or Leslie Zan, an expert in our field, talks about a funnel, right? Who are you putting in your funnel? This right here, I put people in my warm market, and I'm constantly developing those relationships to work on those friendships genuinely so that I can have a better relationship with them and be more influential in a good, positive way for them, and so that they are more trusting with me, right? So this is going to be a constant. You can never just sit back and expect this to happen. You have to be consistently working on building those cold markets into your warm markets and expanding them and making them bigger and bigger. Eventually, your cold market will be so much bigger than this page. It will be a poster board size, right? Because you're constantly expanding it, and your warm market will eventually continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Keep that in mind with your team so that your recruitment can be offset by your team's recruitment so that there is a steady flow. I hope that helps you guys understand some expectations and some business flow. It also explains a little bit about how our roles as leaders change and evolve. Now, one thing that I want to make very clear is when your recruitment is in a lower state, right? And you're working on developing those relationships and following up and meeting new people and talking about Plexus with new friends, right? You're increasing your contacts. This is not a time for you to get into management mode and just expect your team to do it for you. Yes, while your team will be in a different cycle and hopefully their recruitment will be up because they're business builders, this is not a time for you to manage them. This is a time, what you do and what you don't do when your personal recruitment is low will determine if you can get back up here. If you get stuck into management mode when you're here and you fail to focus on those personal relationships and those personal recruits and those personal follow-ups and those your contact lists, you'll be stuck here, and eventually all of this will go away. Because what will happen if you get stuck in management mode and you stop recruiting business builders? Well, guess what? You're not going to have new business builders to pick back up at the top. So if you get stuck in management mode here, then your team's going to do the same, and eventually your recruitment's going to flatline at the low level because no one's recruiting business builders anymore. They're just managing what they've got, right? So you, as a leader, constantly have to be working on your personal business, your personal recruits, right? That's why I say your goal needs to be recruiting 3 people every month. But here's what I'm going to add to it. I keep stressing this business builder. Yes, you can sign 3 friends a month and think that your business, you're building a business wide, you're building a strong business, but you're fooling yourself. Because if those 3 business builders are nothing but wholesale ambassadors, are you really growing your business? No, you're not. My goal that I always tell my level 1s and my personal goal is every single month to recruit 3 people and have a level 1 of mine promote to silver. Every single month, I want a level 1 promoting to silver, and I personally sign 3 people. What does that ensure? It's ensuring I'm gaining at least 1 business builder that's working their business, right? So I'm gaining my level 1s and recruiting wide, those 3 people, but it's not just all wholesale ambassadors. I'm getting one of those level 1s to silver, a business builder, and that's where that's going to duplicate. I'm going to encourage the same for that person. When they go silver, hopefully one of those people will go silver, maybe the following month, right? And so they've not only recruited 3 people that month, right? That's what got them to silver, but hopefully they're going to help one of their level 1s go silver. That's how you're going to build. That's how you're going to maintain a constant high recruitment cycle and not fall down below. So you want to develop your warm and cold markets, constantly growing them, putting more people into your warm markets. How do you do that? Through relationship building, following up, and constantly recruiting business builders and understanding that there will be slow times and fast times. It's what you do consistently throughout this that determines if you stay in a high, solid recruitment period. Okay, I hope that helps you guys. Keep building, keep sharing. Bye.